people. White Boy Radio back with another one. Hey, look, you had the Laundrie and the Petito family in court. This is something I really haven't been covering. It's a civil issue. It's got to do with the Petito family saying that they believe the Laundrie parents knew about Gabby, the whole thing. They knew that they had knowledge, all that. Okay, it's getting proven in court as we talk. Now, this what I'm about to show you is a little late, but what I want to show you is the true scumbaggery of the Laundrie parents. This is their lawyers I'm about to play for you, so of course it doesn't really count for them. But the lawyer, his whole argument here is with the upcoming depositions, they're playing victim in this whole thing. Now, yes, I understand that in end result of the murder of Gabby Petito, you had Brian Laundrie take his own life. I understand that, and I understand each side lost a son and a daughter. Completely get that. But just the selfishness of these people. You guys all saw it on lives. It was pretty much global news. Here it is a little bit in the courtroom. This is more or less the financial side of things. And it's pretty disturbing, disgusting. But it's not Bertolino. It's not Bertolino, the dude you guys always saw out there. It's a different dude. And Laundries get a huge win. And, the Petitos have a huge win on this one. The Laundries take a giant L. Here's a little clip of what you're about to see. Again, I don't cover this because it's civil. It's none of my business of how much money the Petitos get, because at the end of the day, the loss that they had to sit through, there's no amount of money that can fix that. And for any family that's gone through that, lost a loved one, money can't return the person. You know what I mean? So I'll play it. You smash a like. Check out the link tree. Become a member. Subscribe if you haven't. And one thing I want to say real fast before I show you the clip, in the midst of their daughter getting murdered, the Petito family has been a strong advocate for domestic violence. They've done a lot of good things, So hopefully, and it's my opinion on whatever they do get out of court, I guarantee that it will go to a lot will get built into the foundation that they have start building. They're very active on Twitter. Check it out. Enjoy it. Until the next one. White Boy Radio.
In 2021. And certainly, due to the COVID pandemic, a lot of people were watching TV during that time, and it was followed on a daily basis by the media.
Mr. Luca, normally I would see if someone is wanting protection for taking a deposition for medical reasons, I usually get a doctor's note of some sort. I don't have that here.
I understand, Your Honor, and certainly we're not trying to suggest that the Laundries have some sort of medical condition or a psychological condition that would prohibit them from answering questions, giving a deposition. It's just that, under normal human circumstances, answering questions about these kinds of things are very difficult.
Well, you say this is a different type of case, but why should I treat it any differently than any other case that I have?
I understand, Your Honor, but in this case, we do have to expect that eventually these depositions are probably going to make it into the public realm, one way or another. In a typical case, nobody really pays that close of attention to the depositions. Nobody tries very hard to get them. In this case, it's almost assuredly these depositions are going to be out there at some point. And this subject matter
isn't every single deposition that gets filed in Florida on the public record, isn't that available to the public just at a click of a mouse?
Yes, Your Honor, certainly everyone that gets filed, yes. Now, we don't know whether these depositions are going to get filed or not, and what use is going to be made from them, whether they would be presented at trial, anything like that. But, Your Honor, we're trying to protect the Laundries at this point from delving into subject matters that are very difficult, that are embarrassing, that are oppressive, just under the circumstances. The Laundries had a film crew parked outside their house for 30 days, scrutinizing every time they got the mail, every time they filled their car up with gas. So certainly these depositions are going to be picked apart, and it's going to, there's going to be a lot of vitriol online toward them, and we're really just trying to save them from having to answer questions that are irrelevant, that don't necessarily go to support the cause of action, which is very limited, and could subject them to really unnecessary scrutiny, harassment, media attention that really we just want to prevent them from having to go through again. Thank you, Your Honor.
May it please the court. Good morning, Your Honor.
What counsel's asserting is that there should be a prior restraint on our ability to question the Laundries in this case. The case is not about the emotional distress that the Laundries suffered, far from it. This is about the emotional distress that my clients suffered as a result of their conduct and their statement. In terms of media coverage, they themselves have asked for media coverage. Attorney Stephen Bertolino, who represents them in this case, is in front of the public, in front of the press on a regular basis, so they invite it. That's not a good argument.
Same question to you. I mean, why should I even consider whatever the media does or doesn't do?
I don't think you should. I'm simply responding to what he says. I don't think that's an issue. I don't think the fact that these questions are difficult for them and might embarrass them and cause them distress matters. That's what litigation is all about. It happens. Parties come into court when they're adversarial. Parties file cases against one another in difficult situations where there's animosity, where there's emotion. This case is no different in that regard than any other case. It's a burden that the defendants have in this case to show good cause. And I did cite the court.